Well, for tonight's panel, we're going outside the studio. Earlier this week, for an upcoming episode of Mike Check, I took a walk with Chief Del Manak down the 900 block of Pandora. The chief is set to retire in just over a month, and I wanted to get a sense of what his officers face on a daily basis and how he would like to see that situation addressed. All right, Chief, so we're here on kind of a troubled stretch in Victoria, the 900 block of Pandora Avenue. What do you think of when you come back here? I know this is an area you come to a lot, I'd assume too, but what goes through your mind?
Well, the unfortunate part is, from a humanistic perspective, this is the epicenter for a lot of hopelessness and despair, where people are struggling. Yeah, it's not pretty to see, but I think what's important to recognize is that people's lives are shattered and people are looking for help. They're looking for support, and a lot of that's lacking. What I would like to see is more focus on prevention and on treatment.
Right.
We have to give people an out.
It's really hard to find housing for me. I have a boyfriend with mental health issues. Okay. I have a dog, so...
You have a beautiful dog, by the way, yeah.
Really
Thunder.
Hi, Thunder.
Yeah. There is drug trafficking going on.
Right.
There's beatings. There is intimidation with many people who have constantly been at the receiving end of being traumatized and victimized. So,
and there's a lot of people who say, okay, well, if people are continuously getting into trouble or you're running into the same people, why don't we put them behind bars?
It's complex, but this is where the police need all levels of government at the table.
Right.
But what happens a lot of times is policymakers will make policy, but they don't have the police at the table to talk about, well, what are some of your challenges?
They don't even see this.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Public safety, again, means protecting our vulnerable and marginalized and being hard on the criminals.
Right.
So when we hold people accountable and it goes through the courts, there's got to be meaningful sentences and consequences. Moving people from here to another location can be extremely, extremely traumatizing.
Right.
More so than it would be for you and I, perhaps.
Right.
And so you have to kind of recognize that and listen to what concerns that individuals have.
But how do you address it over a period of time? Because that's got to feel like a moving target every single week.
Right.
Right?
Right. So I think you have to do what government is trying to do, is build capacity.
Right.
You need the capacity.
Get the housing capacity, get the care and the treatment there.
Correct. But with the housing have to come mental health services and supports.
Right.
The right mental health services.
A room's just not going to do it.
It's not going to do it.
No.
We're talking about people with complex issues.
Do you feel like there's a relationship there between people who may be homeless or living in the streets or fighting different things and the police? Is there a relationship there, and is there room for it to grow?
There's a lot of distrust, of distrust with any authority, right?
Right.
And let's be honest, there's not that many people here.
No.
There's 60 to 80 people here.
But that's a lot in a city like Victoria, right? It's more pronounced in a city like Victoria.
It is, but it's not like we have 500, 600 people and you're wondering where to start, right? You know where we start? We start with the first tent.
How do you balance that care for someone who might be concerned for their safety, or maybe a tourist who's visiting Victoria and finds themselves down here? How do you balance making sure you're caring for them, but also caring for the people who, as you mentioned, this is their home. They do live here. Unfortunate as it is, they live here. So how does that balance work for you?
In my mind, it's not difficult. It's not difficult. No, I think we have to work with our business community. We have to work with the downtown Victoria Business Association. We have to work with the chamber, the city. But I think we can find a balance.
You've worked in Victoria for more than 30 years. You've been the chief for about 10 years. Has your thoughts around this type of situation changed and evolved over the years as well?
100%. Shifted a lot more care and compassion and understanding. When I first got into policing, it was arresting bad guys. There was a definite line between who was the good people and the bad people, and how to make arrests. Now the police operate, 35 years later, we operate in the gray. Right? Is it the most reasonable thing for the police to make an arrest? Is it the most reasonable thing to put somebody to the courts?
Right.
for an addiction that they have. I would argue that it's not.
And as you are leaving your role as chief, are you optimistic?
I am.
You are?
I am. I'm optimistic. I would like to have, I think we've made some mistakes along the way.
Right.
I think we could be further ahead. But again, I'm not going to cry over spilt milk.
Right.
We find ourselves in this situation at a point in time, but I am optimistic.
At the end of the day, most of the general public want this gone. They don't want to see this anymore. So do you see a day where this is gone, where this looks like the Pandora of old?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. It's going to take a lot of work. There's no doubt about it. And it has to be done in a caring, compassionate way. So everyone that's in this block lands on their feet. And for them, there's a better quality of life than living in the block. You're doing amazing work.
Thank you.
Stick with it. Like you're gonna find the home that you're gonna get,
Yes,
and
I
you'll
know
be
I
in a
will.
better spot.
I'm here for a reason.
I
We
know
all
you
are,
are.
right?
I know you are.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay,
Thank
take
you.
care.